Today decides it all. West Indies women taking on South Africa women at the 3Ws Oval. This is what the series looked like. The ODI series taken by South Africa 2-1, and now we're a 1 apiece in this T20 international series. Today, the final showdown.
Well, for the first time in this tour and this series, South Africa have won the toss, and guess what? They're batting first again.
As has been the case all tour, Coach Mandla Mashimbi trying a couple of new things with his playing 11. For the first time since 2019, Sine Lees opening in a women's T20 international alongside Tasman Brits. Laura Wolvaart's being asked to come in at the first drop. What that allows is the team to have some stability in the top 6 and perhaps adapt better to these conditions. The other change, of course, Tumi Sekukune coming in for Aneri Davidson.
And West Indies losing the toss today. Hayley Matthews saying she wasn't too sure what she wanted to do. Perhaps though she is happy that she's being given an opportunity to bowl again. Plenty of bowling options in that lineup. 4 seam options, 3 spinners. The 3 spinners have been excellent across the series. They'll be expecting more from them again.
And as we've seen too, in the first 2 matches, Hayley Matthews with the ball for the first over. Tasman Brits in her familiar position at the top of the order, and she has a new partner today, Sine Lees. The last time she's opened the batting in this format, 2019. And to set the tone, and we've seen this from Hayley Matthews before. In the first over, she's not afraid to just flight the ball. It's the most vulnerable time for any batter, and she opens the batting herself, so she will know the thought processes more or better than most.
Yeah, brilliant from Sune Lee. Promoted to the top of the order, and she gets off the mark with a boundary.
Yeah, this is what batters who have been successful have done well, the use of the feet. So the flight again from Hayley Matthews and the courage to take it on in the first over. Now this will challenge the boundary again, so smart batting again from Lees, going away to the offside, giving herself the opportunity to get it in that direction. 2 boundaries in the over, good start, 9 without loss.
Yeah, good manipulation of the field. Square leg brought into the circle. I'll make the most of it.
Wow. Exceptional striking from Brits.
Yeah, how good. Over pitch, and she cashes in. Tasman Brits.
That's crunched, really well connected. If she missed the previous one, she doesn't miss that one. 26 without loss. Taken. Sine Lees trying to help that one, not timing it well enough, and Ramharak strikes in her first over.
Not the best timing, not the best placement. The shot was on, just needed to get it to the right of Glasgow, and she would have gotten a certain boundary. Lees though walks back for 13, 29 for 1.
Excellent execution from Wolvaart.
Come in the line of the deliveries or just outside to open up the scoring on the offside, as Wolvaart just did.
Brings up the 50 for South Africa. A bit of a fumble.
Crisp off the bat from Laura Wolvaart. Wonderful shot.
Yeah, just the way she moves about at the crease, which creates this shot. Slow, good line again from Afi Fletcher. Perhaps predictable, and just short of the boundary. Look at that early movement, great connection.
Kiana Joseph. And a big wicket for West Indies.
This is what Afi Fletcher has done so well throughout her career. Another wicket for her. Brits advancing but not getting to the pitch of it. Kiana Joseph holds on. Brits goes for 20, 57 for 2.
She got that into the right placement to get the boundary. Smit.
Yeah, she's been impressive in this series, if not getting the type of scores that she would have wanted, but her skill set, her aggression, she looks compact and composed.
Oh, nicely placed. Hit with power. Unfortunately, a misfield. Allows the boundary. She had it covered, but it went right through her.
I really should have been stopped by Aliyah Aline.
Oh, Laura Wolfard, she'll be so disappointed. And all the hard work, she holds out to her opposite number.
Yeah, good bowling again from Karishma Ramharak. Perhaps getting a little bit of purchase from the surface, trying to hit this one offside. Inner portion of the bat and a simple catch for Hayley Matthews. Very important strike at this stage of the innings. Captain goes 75 for 3.
Worked nicely into the leg side and could maybe be 2. Looked originally like good work by Aliyah Aline, but might need to check on that one. Good work in the end. She's misfielded 1 or 2. As Aline, on this occasion, she saved 2. Another easy chance. This time it's Hayley Matthews getting her name in the wickets column.
Yeah, Cap going down the order, and it still doesn't work. Again, it's a team dismissal. Yeah, just chips it to Karishma Ramharak. In the action today, Hayley Matthews getting Marizanne Cap once again. Cap has to walk back for just 1, 80 for 4.
Under edge on that one. She closes out in style. Wicket for Fletcher. Half the side down.
It really is her ability to adjust. Afi Fletcher takes it wider because Misso went so wide, and a really good catch behind the stumps by Shameen Campbell, vice captain of the West Indies team. Dreaded figure. Riz. However, Misso walks back for 5. 92 for 5.
Goes for the slower ball, but it's met and dealt with by Smit.
Yeah, she spit this lower ball from a mile. Everything slowed up in that action.
Changes to short. Dealt with again. This is brilliant. This is impetus to the innings.
Smit down the ground, and then she pulls one off the back foot. Brilliant batting by the youngster. Races to 30.
She's popped that over the top. Kiana Joseph is after it, but the ball will get to the boundary for 4. This is a good start to the 18th over.
Really good stuff, really good from Smith. Yeah, just using the crease and scooping this one. And Joseph couldn't get there in the end, but it's an excellent shot.
Up and over cover region, and that will be 4 runs. Miene Smit showing absolute maturity here in the death overs.
Yeah, that's an amazing shot. She waits, she gets to it, she's opened the face, and she's clobbered it on the offside down the ground. So opening up another scoring option.
Yep, that's well appreciated. There's protection on the boundary, and she'll watch it sail over the boundary for 6. Miene Smit hits a boundary, and then she says, hang on, one better, I'll go for 6.
Yeah, reading these slow deliveries from Jazara Claxton and putting bat to ball for the previous over, the previous ball, but steps back into her crease much deeper.
Pumped down the ground, and she gets to her maiden Women's T20 International 50 in style. Miene Smit congratulated by one of her heroes, Chloe Tryon. 19 from the 19th over, 136 for 5. Chloe Tryon tries to go big, but holds out to Grimmond. I think Chloe Tryon, I thought she had a lot more of this.
Hector bowling into the slot, but it just holds up for the catching opportunity, and Grimmond does well. Almost looks as though she wasn't sure that she held on to that.
Excellent running catch from Grimmond. Chloe Tryon goes for 9. South Africa 136 for 6. Nadine de Klerk replaces Chloe Tryon, and she gets off the mark with the boundary.
Yeah, the runs keep coming. And picked up her first international wicket in the previous delivery, and this time around, Nadine de Klerk just helps that wayward delivery. Yeah, off the mark with 4 runs.
She gets that through. There's a fielder after it. Does some good work, and unfortunately it will be signal for. But again, it just shows Miene Smit good placement.
Into the boundary ropes, escorted by Fletcher, for signaled by the umpire, and Smit moves on to 59.
Order for single off the last ball. Miene Smit has starred for South Africa here, an unbeaten 59 from 38. And South Africa get to 147 for 6 after 20 overs. 15 fours and 1 6. You can see that from Nadine de Klerk congratulating the youngster. Laura Volfard won the toss, a rare one for her on this tour, and said we'll bat first. 2 p.m. start, and a couple of good partnerships starting, but none were able to kick on. Miene Smit, a standout performer, her maiden Women's T20 International 50, unbeaten 59 from 38. South Africa 147 for 6 in 20 overs.
Partnerships, and Tasmin Brits and Sunil Luce. New opening pair up at top, just able to put on 29, but it was that down the order, Smith and Tryon with 44 from 28, that really stands out, and we're able to get them to 147. West Indies bowling, on the other hand, the spinners were excellent. Ramharak, Fletcher and Matthews, but it was Claxton, Hector with her maiden ODI T20 wicket.
The target for West Indies to seal the series, 148 at 7.4 to the over.
1850s to the name. That 18th one, the slowest of all, but it was based on the situation, and she was able to win the game for her team. Kiana Joseph with a couple. Yeah, and as I suspected, a change in bowling today. So at least the off spinner. West Indies off the mark, not Kiana Joseph yet, though leg by. Yeah, should challenge the boundary. In fact, it races away for 4. So just using the pace of that delivery from Cap. First boundary of the innings.
Yeah, not trying to overhit this delivery, Hayley Matthews. I just worked it into the leg side and the angle of the bat.
Yeah, that's gone. That's disappeared. Errant in line, and Kiana Joseph doesn't need a second invitation. 13 without loss.
Yeah, the full 6 of the innings, and she's been dismissed in this region before, but not afraid this time around to put Willow to ball.
Does that find the gap? Yes, it does. That's crisp hitting from Hayley Matthews. 2 fielders there, bisected them perfectly.
And again, the lateral movement from the West Indian skipper, moved to the offside, pulled into the leg side, and powerfully splits the 2 fielders.
Straight to the fielder. So she makes an adjustment in the line. Marizanne Cap, thick outside edge, and an early strike for South Africa.
It's a comeback from Marizanne Cap, going across the left-handed batter and getting the top edge that goes directly to the fielder. And Toomey holds on, and Kiana Joseph, well, she's dismissed for 6, 17 for 1 West Indies.
2 is the call. She's pushing, but she's timed it well enough to get off the mark with a 4. And that is an area of strength.
It's the bat speed through the shot. Very quick from her and forward of the fielder. Tasman Britton, the outfielder, and she didn't have a chance.
Went at that one, and fortune favors her. Gets a boundary.
Yeah, fortuitous, but gets the desired result.
Gets all of that. Good sound off the bat as well. Closes out 5 overs. 32 for 1. Kaka is into the wickets. Her second delivery, and she strikes.
Yeah, excellent from Ayabonga Kaka. Keep the stumps in play when you're bowling to Liliana Grimman. Yeah, well, Hoik across the line, unable to make contact. She walks back for 5, 32 for 2.
Gets enough onto this one, Hayley Matthews. Gets a boundary as well. First in 14 deliveries.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about. If given the opportunity to score, she can afford to take them on. Just too wide for Ayabonga Kaka on that occasion, and it's into the strength of Hayley Matthews.
Into the wind and goes all the way. Hayley Matthews is on the charge.
Yeah, the crowd is loving it. They're all happy to see this. They're here for this. Yeah, first West Indian to hit a maximum into that side of the ground.
The timing on this, the placement on this, class personified. 8 overs bowled, 57 for 2.
But they're fine. Boundaries, the order of the day for West Indies at the moment. And that required run rate comes down to under 8.
Yeah, sweeping and getting it very fine. So the square fielder couldn't get around.
Nicely played by Shemaine Campbell.
And this type of shot releases the pressure on Matthews. And she has been the one scoring the boundaries, but this from Shemaine Campbell, a reverse switch hit.
She'll run 2 runs. And that will be back-to-back 50s in this Women's T20 International Series for Hayley Matthews. And her dad appreciates this effort.
Yeah, brilliant from the skipper. The applause all around the ground. Dad possibly is not very happy because it's not done yet. That's the landmark for him.
Got that through. And that will be 4. Rain really coming down here. The visibility will be tough, but not for Hayley Matthews.
Yeah, excellent shot from her back pass point. And to finish off that over. 86 for 2 as the covers make their way on.
Probably just pad on that one, no bat from Hayley Matthews, and signaled for things picking up where she left off.
Yeah, I was interested to see how this over in particular goes, because when there's an interruption, it sort of breaks your momentum as a batter.
Single brings up the 100 for the West Indies, 100 for 2. That is a shot and a half from Shemaine Campbell. Great use of the feet.
Yeah, that was fleet-footed. The moment she released, she was down the track. And a really good connection.
They found the wicket via Sune Lees. Has that opened up the game? Drama added to the contest.
Seems to have missed a straight one here. Hayley Matthews going too square, pad onto the stumps. Sune Lees lines one up on the target and gets the very, very important wicket. And I think that in itself is an understatement. Matthews goes for another half century, 114 for 3.
Tees off, this is high, there's a fielder there. Drop catch. This is what South Africa needed. 1 wicket needed to bring 2. You really needed to keep taking wickets. It was in the air for the long time. Tasman Brits made a lot of ground, but just wasn't able to get to it. That has gone all the way for 6. What a strike from Shemaine Campbell. A great way to end the 17th over. West Indies 131 for 3. Marizanne Kapp has got her hands on her knees. She thought for a moment that she had a wicket. Myrne Smit on the boundary.
Yeah, hitting to that strong breeze coming from the east. Way off the boundary, Myrne Smit. I wonder if it just swerved a bit. She was going to her left initially, then had to dive to her right. Yeah, just checking to see whether or not it bounced within the field of play before it hit the rope.
Namali Pereira confirming that's 4 runs, making the equation 13 more required from 17. Marizan Cap, easy as you like. A simple return catch and sees the back of Shemaine Campbell.
Yeah, says I'll do it myself, does Marizan Cap. Slower delivery, threw the shot way too early, and this time she's able to hold on. Game on maybe. Campbell walks back for a well-played 42 from just 38 deliveries, 136 for 4.
She's gone big as Chanel Henry. All the way for 6. Kiana Joseph is enjoying that. So is the rest of the West Indies change room.
Yeah, you called it. 2 boundaries wins the game. That's what you want, Chanel Henry at the crease in this situation.
Crack that through the covers. It's racing to the boundary for 4. Just 2 required now.
Yeah, everyone on their feet. They know West Indies have sealed this game now. First one 2 straight, this one 2 wide. Good from Chanel Henry.
And run the first one hard, and we'll turn for 2. That will be victory for West Indies by 6 wickets to win this Women's T20 International Series 2-1. Set up by the captain, Hayley Matthews, and finished off in style by Chanel Henry. Great stuff from West Indies in the series finale. They would have looked at that total and known how important it was to build partnerships and to have someone score, as Matthews did, 65 from 50, powering their way to victory, a series-winning victory here in Barbados.
Yeah, South Africa bowlers just could not penetrate, could not get the big wicket of Hayley Matthews. So Nelu, the surprise opening bowler today, opened the batting and opened the bowling. 1 for 21. She was excellent today. 2 from Marizan Cap. But the other bowlers, they just could not do enough. Just a solitary wicket for Ayabonga Kaka. But she went at 11th. That was way too much, defending 147.
The West Indies secured their 100th win in Women's T20 Internationals, including Super Over wins. There'll be lots to be written about this team. Rising stars alongside the experienced campaigners, winning handsomely here at the 3Ws Oval.
A proud moment for West Indies women's team with a series victory win against South Africa after some 12 years. A proud moment for Hayley Matthews, and West Indian fans can finally smile again. They're all pleased to see Hayley Matthews lead from the front, but they're probably perhaps happier to see young players stepping up to the fore. Good future for West Indies ahead. Hayley Matthews, player of the match, player of the series. Awards last night, awards today.